Welcome to our executive interview series at CyberTalks, presented by CyberScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash, and we're here with Rob Allen, Chief Product Officer for ThreatLocker. Rob, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I'd like to start by kind of getting your take on the fact that as we've seen the increased use of AI, how you see that playing out both from the perspective of defenders and attackers, and what sort of changed in your organization's cybersecurity strategy as a result?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's been discussed at length here at the event today about both the dangers and the opportunities presented by AI. I mean, the dangers are pretty self-evident. It's an accelerant. It means it's lowering the barrier of entry for threat actors. You don't need to know as much as you did once upon a time to be able to create things like malware and ransomware, etc. So it's very much an accelerant. Obviously, there are benefits to it as well. So fundamentally, it comes down to a battle between defenders and attackers and who can use it most effectively and fastest. It is one of the great things about what we do as an organization, which is we are a default deny security product. So we don't have to make decisions about what's good or bad. We just block everything by default. And by doing that, it doesn't matter how quickly someone can iterate a new piece of malware, how quickly they can develop malware. The fact is, it's all going to get blocked because we don't need to detect it as malware. We just need to block by default. So deny by default is extremely effective in countering the dangers that are presented by AI usage and AI threats.
Interesting. And then kind of in a related way, what would you say is the biggest challenge in achieving and maintaining a zero trust architecture in this environment? And maybe what's one piece of advice you'd offer?
I suppose to start with, the one piece of advice is start somewhere. I mean, the fact is that zero trust is not a product. It's not something you can go out and buy on the shelves and say, look, I want zero trust and I'll get this. It is a way of looking at things. It is an approach that organizations can, and we would argue should, take. I suppose the most important thing is to start somewhere. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be, something that you fear. It is a series of steps. It is a journey as opposed to being a destination. You're not just going to wake up one day and go, okay, we're zero trust now. So because of that, take the first step. That is probably the most important advice that I could give any organization is don't be fearful. It is a journey. Take the first step. And once you've taken that first step, you'll see it's not something that you need to be afraid of. It's not necessarily going to get in the way of your organization doing what your organization need to do. Fundamentally, it just sets guardrails around what you're doing and allows you to do those things. But again, if somebody, a user, an insider threat, or a bad actor steps outside of those guardrails, then absolutely zero trust is going to prevent that interaction or that action from taking place.
Well, terrific. Well, Rob Allen, thank you so much for joining us here at CyberTalks.
Thank you so much.